Bum, 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 ba, bum, 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 bum. Welcome back, my friends. This is BjjBrick Quick, your quick jiu-jitsu podcast. My name is Byron, and I was at a Christmas party. I guess this is airing after Christmas, but this is a little bit before, and listening to two gentlemen talking about their work. And I'm laughing because it's exciting work. These guys were surveyors. So they would go out. I live in Kansas. They go out in Kansas and they survey the roads. They try to find the exact right spot that the intersection should be, like, or the middle of the, I don't know. There's these little plates all over the United States, I guess, and on these stones. And they're basically the map of the country as far as what boundary line is what and how properties are divided up. And they're fairly old, and some of them get lost or moved or destroyed. And one of them said something that was pretty funny to me, talking about surveying the roads, because I guess they move on and survey other things as well. He goes, "Yeah, I remember those days. Start from an approximation and proceed with extreme precision." And the other one laughed at it because it's kind of, I guess, a quote that they say. So I guess if you can't find the survey spot, you just guess. Like you got to get your work done, right? And then from after you make your guess of where the middle of the road is going to be, then after that, you have to be super precise, which is ridiculous because your starting point was a guess. And I just was like chuckling about that, and they explained it to me a little bit, and it's just like, yeah, that's what we did sometimes. It's not ideal, but if it's gone or you have no clue where to be, just you have to approximate where you're going to start. And then after that, it's down to the little tiny hair as far as how precise you're going to be. I'm like, okay, that's a good one. I wrote that one down in my little BjjBrick Quick notebook here. And here we are. How often in jiu-jitsu are you learning some precision technique, some finer details about, the pressure angle of your pinky, or the finer details of finishing a technique. And you can't get to that technique. It doesn't even matter. If somebody, like a simple one here is a Kimura grip, is typically people grab right where the wristwatch would be. And some people like to grab kind of the meat of the hand right below the pinky. Kind of like the pinky meat would be an odd way to describe that. And then you also kind of twist that a little bit, or do something, like, okay, now we're getting into some pretty good details about what we're doing and some fine motor skills. But if you can't get to the Kimura, it doesn't matter. And this is common in jiu-jitsu because we don't just have like super advanced classes where we go over these fine details. We have people who are not super advanced that end up learning these details, and they don't do them any good. And they would eventually, years down the road or months down the road, if they really focus on a certain aspect of jiu-jitsu. But I remember, I don't know, back 8 or so years ago, watching a Ryan Hall DVD, and he was teaching triangles, and I was enjoying it because I really like triangles. And he was like, I first want to show you how to set up the triangle, because I can show you all these finishes, but if you can't set it up, you're never going to get to the triangle. You're going to get to class, you're going to get frustrated, and it's going to be not something that you end up running with. And I think that's kind of the lesson here is you could be really precise and pick up a lot of good details that are really actually important. There's a reason why elite grapplers get caught with their rear naked choke. It's done that much better by the other person than it would be done by you or I. But if you're not ready for those details, you're just drowning in a sea of technique that you can't get your body to do properly without learning the basics first. So I don't know. I tend to, if I get paired up with a newer person and we're kind of in that extreme precision of pinky placement and pressure, I tend to rewind a little bit. Okay, let's look at the main part of this technique. And maybe that's the wrong thing to do in a class setting where the instructor's trying to teach something. But if my fellow teammate is not picking this stuff up or it's a little over our head, it's okay to take a step back and try to get it right. Guys, I hope you've enjoyed the podcast. If you want to support us, BjjBrick.com, and there's a link there to Patreon and also a link to our shop where you can get some nice audio books, nice little selection. If you want more than just a couple of minutes every day. Hope you have a great day and stay sweaty, my friends.